remembering to ask for comments in the chats. Like, rather than like, raise your hand or waiting for people to like speak, it's just remembering, put it in the comments, put it in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be good.
All right, everybody, welcome. I see that people are coming on in. We're just going to wait a few minutes until we have the majority of everyone here. And welcome to Managing Your To-Dos on a Calendar System. In the meantime, please share who you are, where you're from, and what you're looking forward to get out of today's session. Where's everyone attending from? Come on, don't be shy. How about I start? My name is Brooke, and I'm from, there we go. Love it.
Alabama. Love it. Yeah, you're in the right place. You're in the right place to learn about your to-do list and how to manage it. It's going to be awesome.
We got Germany in the house, Boston. I love it.
AZ.
Georgia. What diversity here.
I love it.
All right.
Welcome, welcome, Florida, Georgia. Greece.
Whoa, I love it.
Yeah, sis, sticking to a schedule. You're going to learn how to do it, and we're going to do it live today. So it's going to be awesome. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, that overwhelm is real. It's real. But hopefully when you understand how to use a calendar system, it'll take a lot of that stress and anxiety and overwhelm away. That's the goal anyway. All right, we'll just wait a few more minutes maybe and see who else hops on. We're just glad to have you guys.
Yeah. Initiation is real, Danielle. That an inhibition to get started and feel motivated on what it is that you have set up, for sure. All right. So there were over 200 people who registered. So that's why I'm a little confused on the attendees who are here. Very happy that it's a nice, intimate group. But I just want to make sure that everyone got what they need as far as coming. All right, Kelly, you can get started.
All right, let's do this. Are you guys ready? This is one of my favorite things to teach. So I'm Coach Kelly Halverson with Coaching with Brooke, and I teach the 3C activation course that was created by Brooke. And this is a major
Kelly, I can't hear you. Is everyone able to hear her? It might just be on my end. I pressed something and I might have just messed it up.
audio on.
Yeah.
Okay, now can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're back in business. Okay, so you guys are in the right place. I'm Coach Kelly, and I teach the 3C activation course here with Coaching with Brooke. And in it, we teach our peeps how to manage your to-do list, right? Because oftentimes we have it on a list. Give me a thumbs up if you're a list maker. We have lots and lots of lists that we make, okay? But we want to take action on it. And so
Kelly, I also can't see your screen anymore. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we're back in business. All right. Yeah, I see some thumbs up. We're list makers. Let's figure out how to turn them not just on a piece of paper, this list that doesn't go anywhere, but to actually start checking things off. Okay, does that sound good, everyone? That's why we're here. So we are going to do an activity. I want you to get close to your screen. If you are on a phone, you'll probably have to hold your phone close to your face. And if you're on a computer, you're going to take your finger and you're going to trace the alphabet. So on the next screen, you're going to have an opportunity to trace the alphabet from A to B to C to D, all the way through the letter Z. Okay, so again, you're going to trace the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, all the way to Z. And if you get done, you're going to go backwards, Z, Y, X, right? All the way back to A. Okay, and it's timed. So I just want you to gauge how far you get. There's no wrong way to do this other than just follow the alphabet straight through. Okay, ready? Is everyone ready? Let's do this. You have 15 seconds. Trace the alphabet as fast as you can. All right, time's up. Okay, in the chat, right, what letter you got to. How far did you get? Did anyone make it all the way to Z?
No way.
Got an O and a C, an M, L, yep, F. Love it. Were you guys expecting it to be all over the place? Sorry about that. Not sorry at all. We're going to do it again. Are you ready? Are you ready? This time you're going to be on your A game. Ready?
But don't get stuck at A.
Yeah, don't get stuck at it.
No pressure.
Let's do this and go. 15 seconds. Let's make it further than the last time. Time. Okay, put it in the chats. How far did we get? Were you able to make it further this time? Nice. R, dang. Yeah, guys. Yeah, it looks like there was some improvement. Okay. So I want you guys to reflect on this. That was called the atrocious alphabet, and it was atrocious. I mean, you have different angles. The letters are all spread out just randomly. There's different sizes. So how did that feel to do this? I want you to reflect. And by all means, put it in the chat, but also reflect on it on paper. How does this activity relate to organizing your life? Another thing I want you to reflect on is, how were you talking to yourself as you were doing this? Were you saying positive things? Were you saying negative things? Were you neutral? And then lastly, how did this activity reflect how you feel about practicing something? We did it twice, and hopefully you felt like you got better the second time. Any thoughts you guys want to share, put them in the chat so we can create this connection and understand how we're all thinking about this. How did that feel for you to have such an atrocious alphabet to go through? Yeah, I still feel stressed. Even though I've done that exercise 47 times, I still am like, where's the next letter? And it feels so chaotic.
Yes, it really does. Ugh.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of pressure. Yeah, to not be behind everyone else. Guys, the comparison game. Come on. It's not fun, is it? Okay, thank you. So I have good news. Guess what? We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And this time we're going to kill it. Ready? From A to B to C all the way to Z. Let's see how fast we can get this time. Ready? And go. Ten seconds left. Let's do this. Can you go all the way back? All right, all right. So how was that one, guys? Z 2 times, Brooke, killing it.
Thank you, thank you.
Brooke.
I know my alphabet.
Hey, I want to hear from you guys. How was this one? Where'd you get? Did you make it back? I think I know the answer, right? Okay, so some things to reflect on.
Carolyn went 3 times around to G.
Nice.
Love it. Danielle thinks it went much better back to R.
Yes.
Sing the song as I did it. Totally fine.
Love it. Cool. Yeah, much faster, and you felt calmer. Absolutely. So the atrocious alphabet, that can represent our lives of being crazy busy, not knowing where things are, or losing track of things, and feeling frazzled, having such a big to-do list and then not making any progress on it. That feels atrocious. It feels chaotic. But when we take time to place things in their proper order, right, life becomes easier. And it will feel like we have way more time and way more energy. And so that is the goal of what we want to teach you today, is to take your life from chaos to order. And we do that by managing our to-dos and structuring our calendar so that we can fit those things in that we need to get done and we want to get done, okay? So here's another opportunity for you to reflect on your thoughts. Wrong direction. So with the circle, from the alphabet being in perfect order, How did it feel to trace these numbers? And what is the biggest difference? I want you to really reflect on what is your takeaway from this activity. And hopefully you're not stressed anymore. Okay. So let's talk about the brain. Our executive functions are what are impaired when we have ADHD. The frontal lobe of our brain is responsible for much of the executive functioning of the brain. Okay, so these functions include attention and focus, working memory, planning, prioritizing, organizing, forethought, and impulse control. Okay, so when we have impairments, and each of us is different, it's a spectrum, right? We all struggle in our own individual and unique ways with ADHD and in these executive functions. But that's the area that is impaired. And so it makes it hard for us to execute on the things that we want to do on our to-do list. It makes it hard sometimes to keep that focus. And so that's why we want to teach you skills so that you don't have to stay stuck. So how do you manage your to-dos? So put in the chats what you do currently to manage your to-dos.
Come on, don't be shy. We're all here for a reason.
Yep, we do.
Kelly, how do you manage your to-dos?
Well, I manage my to-dos very much in the way that I'm going to teach you today. I have my main to-dos, and you guys, I have to plan them. When we have a plan, which includes a proper amount of time to get the task done, it includes a plan B, meaning I expect interruptions to potentially happen. I expect for, the need for flexibility just in case they don't go according to plan. So I have my original plan planned out.
Yeah.
But then I have a plan B so that I can make sure if it didn't get done all the way, then I can still do it. So
yeah, it looks like people here make lots of long lists and never hit them again.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that in the past for sure. Or the extravagant planners, Anastasia. I see the bullet journal, Trello. Yep, been there, done that. Mm-hmm. Write them down on a checkbox all over the place. Not really sure where your to-dos are because you just keep rewriting them on different systems.
Yeah, okay. Often procrastinate. Yeah, and don't get things done. You're normal. And if you were never taught these skills, then you're just trying to cope. You're just trying to find the next system. And there's no right answer for everyone across the board. There's no one size fits all. So we want to figure out what is best for each of us. And hopefully we'll get some clarity today. Okay. And if you stick to the end, we have a freebie for you. So just a little hint. Okay. There's going to be awesome learning, but also you get something cool at the end. So, okay. I love this graphic, these graphics, because yeah, they remind me of me or the old me. Anyone relate? Does this remind you of you? You have this girl juggling all of the different roles and having to manage tons of different things. And it looks like pure chaos. Sticky notes, anyone? Sticky notes, calendar, planner, phone, digital, paper, right?
Yep.
Highlighting. Yeah, I think we can all relate to a version of these. So for this activity, get your papers out. I know you already have them. Take a few minutes to list all of your to-dos for the next week. Okay, this is important. You may already have your to-do list. We're going to create it right now so that we can do it live and make sense of it, okay? So this is gonna include all of your daily activities, your personal life. If you're in school, that'll be your academic things, professional, social, all the things that you hope to accomplish or need to accomplish over the next week. Okay, this could include laundry. It could include calling the doctor and making that appointment, things like that. It could be assignments for school or work. I'm going to give you a few minutes to just write those things down so that we can make sense of it. As you are writing down your to-do list, if you're feeling any kind of stress right now, do some slow, deep breathing into your abdomen, because sometimes this can trigger us to just feel anxious and stressed, and that's normal. But you're safe, and we're going to help you figure out how to manage it. But just do some breathing as you're writing it down, okay? Give me a thumbs up in the chat when you are done. And no pressure. I know it takes time. Starting to get
Awesome.
thumbs up.
Drinking at the same time.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. All right. We know that this list can go on and on and on for a long time. We get it. And if you're not done, that's totally fine too. But we'll talk to you about why this strategy is so important.
Okay. So yeah, after we're done, continue to complete your list so that you can make a plan for it, okay? So you have your list. Now I want you to seriously consider finding a coup. So I looked up what coup could potentially mean. And it could mean chief operating officer. So if you think about that, giving up some of these things by calling on an other. Call on other. Find a coup. You can outsource some of these things and get them off of your mind, get them off of your plate. So do you need to schedule some into the future? Can you ask a significant other, a friend? Can you hire an assistant? We need to find ways to make our lives easier. So the first thing is by looking at your list and identifying some of the things that you could delegate to call on other. You have permission today to do that. We have 24 hours in a day to get a lot of things done, but sometimes we struggle to manage our time. So by not feeling like we have to do everything and asking for help, that will help us to be more efficient and do the things that really serve us, that we're good at and that we want to do. Sometimes we can't do that. But where you can, call on other. Find a coup. Okay, so now we're going to jump into how we manage our to-dos. So first things first, peeps, you got to make a plan to plan. So you have to plan on having a planning session. So I like to do this on Sundays, but set your week by doing this on either a Sunday or a Monday morning before the week has happened. So action 1 is determining your to-dos. We just did that, right? We just determined all of our to-dos. But next, you're going to break down some of the bigger projects into smaller, more obtainable tasks. Okay, for example, let's say you have laundry. We can all agree laundry is not just laundry. There are so many parts to doing the laundry. First, you have to sort it by color. Then you have to gather it and put it in the wash. Put the soap in, then dry it, right? Then do another load, wash and dry. And then from there, you have all of this laundry that needs to get put away. So you have to sort it, fold it. Some of it needs to be ironed. Some of it needs to get hung up. Some of it can't be put in the dryer. There are so many moving parts, right? So if anything on your to-do list is a project that has multiple steps, it's paramount that you break down those projects into smaller, more obtainable tasks, okay? So then, after you've written your list, you've broken down those projects into smaller, obtainable tasks, each day, you're going to separate 3 to 5 things from your to-do list and put them on a specific day, okay? So first, you determine what 3 to 5 things that you could do in a day. Circle or highlight or underline one of those things that must be completed each day. That's going to be your priority item. And if you have accomplished that, then you have won the day. We're aiming for 3 to 5 things. And if 3 to 5 things, depending on their size, feels too heavy, write 1 to 3 things. But make sure that you're circling, highlighting, or underlining that one to do, that one priority item that you must complete each day. And then you're going to check your to-dos regularly throughout the day. And you can add to your list if necessary. Okay, so we plan on planning each week. We take our grand to-do list, things broken down into smaller tasks, and we choose 3 to 5 things from that big list that we are going to hope to accomplish. And I'll teach you how to actually accomplish them. We highlight the one that is the most important, and then we check that list throughout the day. And spoiler alert, we're going to bring that one up again. Okay. Action 2. Okay, cool. We just wrote out our list, but where to keep track of our to-dos? Okay, so here's some ideas to track your to-dos. Index cards. By having an index card, you can put all of your to-dos, the whole list, on one side, and then the 3 to 5 items on the other side, with the one item circled or highlighted, right? And then when you go throughout your day, when you complete your 3 to 5 items, you rewrite the to-do list on a new index card with a new 3 to 5 items on the other side. Okay? Redundancy is essential for our brains. We often forget things. And so by writing the list, having our 3 to 5 things on the other side, we are very aware of what needs to get done. And as we accomplish those things, guess what you get to do with your index card? You get to shred it at the end of the day. Feels good. You get to check the boxes and then chuck it, because you start again with a new index card. And it's small. You can keep it in your back pocket. You can carry it around with you easily.
Absolutely. I happen to like Passion Planner, and I don't know why I don't have it on here, but that's the calendar system that I use. I don't know how many of you have heard of it before, but I love it. So I'm going to put it in the chat, actually. Sorry, Kelly.
No, that's great. So for those of you who don't want to use an index card, you can do this in other ways. If you know what a jotter pad is, it's one of those like spiral bound things, and you rip off a piece of paper. Same concept, right? You can use sticky notes. I have a lot of clients personally who do this system, but on a sticky note. And guess what they put, where they put that sticky note? On their phone, because their phone is carried around with them everywhere they go. So guess what comes with? Their to-dos. So we're keeping track of our to-dos by having it somewhere that we can take with us anywhere we go. A planner pad, a bullet journal, things that are easy to just grab and look at. Very, very helpful. Okay. Next, we're going to schedule it, you guys. We're going to schedule our to-do. So don't forget that by having a plan, you are 40 to 70% more likely to get these things done when they are scheduled. Okay, so we've come up with our plan. We have 3 to 5 things that we are going to try and do in a day. But trying is one thing and doing it is another, right? How do we do it? We schedule it. So some examples of scheduling it. You could use the downloadable weekly schedule. There's a hyperlink in this that you can have access to at the end, if you stick to the end, that gives you a weekly schedule, and it's broken down by the half an hour, I believe, or by the hour. And so you can plan out your day. You can use electronic calendars like Google Calendar, iCalendar, Tiny Calendar. There's a ton of different apps for calendars, right? Some people like paper planners. So they have an agenda book, a planner pad, a passion planner. I use a combination, but I look at my week, right? And there are specific hours that I work. And for you, maybe you have specific hours that you're in school or that you also work. So you're going to take those 3 to 5 items and look at your schedule. Where can you actually fit them in? Does it make sense to do them in the morning before work, like one of the tasks? If you have to call and make an appointment, you have to do it probably before 5 p.m. So where in your schedule does it fit to accomplish these to-dos? We're creating awareness. We're creating a plan so that we can successfully execute on our to-do lists. Like I said, I personally have a system where I'm using paper and digital. I'm using iCalendar as well as Google Calendar for the different things that I have going on in my world. But I also like the visual and the kinesthetic of writing it down and seeing it. I use a lot of colors to color code it. So there's no wrong way to do this. But the hope is that we get good at planning. So we plan on planning these sessions where we can take control of our to-do list and schedule them. We're creating awareness about what we're doing with our lives. We're being more intentional. Okay. So why should we schedule our to-dos? Any thoughts? Why would it make sense to you guys to schedule your to-dos? And by the way, a to-do could be text your friend back. It feels yucky, I know. But having social things on our to-do list so that we stop putting them off or forgetting or, neglecting the people in our lives. Putting those things on our schedule can be really, really helpful. But why is it important to you to schedule your to-dos? Any thoughts? I know I said it before, but you are 40 to 70% more likely to do them, to execute on them if they are scheduled. Yeah, I feel you. We forget stuff. Yeah, and then by the end of the day, it's too late to do them all. Amen. Amen. I think we've all been there. Okay, so actually, before I go into that one, we're going to do action 4. This piece is essential. Okay, so we've broken down our tasks. We put them into the calendar. We've chosen the 3 to 5 things that we're going to aim to accomplish. We know our one priority item. But hello, does it happen if you forget to look at your schedule? So this is key. Action 4 is look at your schedule. Don't forget. So for me, before I go to bed, I check my schedule for the next day. When I wake up in the morning, I check my schedule for the day. Late morning, I check my schedule. I think you're sensing a pattern here, right? We have to check our schedule. We can come up with this beautiful plan. It can be so structured by the hour. We can time block. We can have it all organized, ready to rock. But if we're not paying attention to our calendar, to our schedule, things get missed. We're creating awareness. We're being intentional. So we have to look at our schedule in the morning, throughout the day, at night before you go to sleep, a minimum of 3 times a day. Okay, so in order for these things to happen, we have to be accountable. We have to be accountable for our lives. And that sometimes is hard for ADHDers. We can be accountable to other people, but sometimes it's hard for us to be accountable to ourselves. So what does accountability look like? Accountability is knowing what you are going to do, okay? When you will have it done, and how you will know you did it. So what are all the steps to achieve it? So for the sake of this lesson, what are you going to do? You're going to plan out your week, right? When will you have it done? Are you going to do it in the morning of on Monday morning to plan out your week? Are you going to do it Sunday? And how will you know you did it? What are all the steps to make it happen? What time do you have to carve out to make it happen? Okay. I want you guys to know that when you're being accountable to other people, you're actually also being accountable to you. So use this this picture as a guide to know how to be accountable to yourself. Okay. So those 4 action steps come from Brooke's ebook. It's called How to Focus by Focusing Your Time. And it's 13 ways to be more productive. So as you guys stick to the end, you'll get free access to the rest of the ebook. So we only went over the 4 steps of it. But there are 9 more awesome steps to help you make sense of your time and to be more productive. So Brooke, do you want to share some of these real statements from clients who have planned, they've used this system to make sense of their days and to take control over their lives and their to-do lists?
Absolutely. So, Carolyn, and I know that there's some, like, if we don't do this, sometimes we can be a little bit skeptical about doing this. But the thing is, when we are in it and we have all of these tasks and all of these things and life is happening, we feel like we have no time to plan. And we actually feel like instead of planning, let's just do the thing because we're now putting more time away from other things. But in fact, when we are planning, yeah, it might take a little while in the beginning, but once you get your system down, if you decide to use this system, it gets faster and faster, and it actually gives you back time in the end. So I'm sure you've heard of some of these things before, and you may or may not believe it will work for you. And emergencies happen, of course, and things and fires happen that you have to take care of instead of the things that you have planned. But I promise you, when I don't plan this way on Sunday night or Monday morning, and my week is blank, like I just had a baby 4 months ago and I was kind of rusty in my planning, I get anxious. And I feel like I can't get things done. Or I have to do everything in one day because I don't really know my schedule for the rest of the week. So that impacts every area of my life, my relationship with my husband, my kids, my friends, myself. So prioritize yourself by just taking 5 to 15 minutes in your schedule and brainstorming on Sunday night or Monday morning about all the to-dos that you have to do and then scheduling them. Thank you, Carolyn. And yes, artificial deadlines might not work for you, but that's where that accountability system comes in. And the more and more you do this, you will be self-motivated. And those artificial deadlines that you put in for yourself, you'll realize the importance of them. Or maybe those artificial deadlines aren't realistic and you have more realistic deadlines as you start exploring it week after week.
And I just want to add that I don't know if you guys knew this, but both Brooke and I are ADHDers. We have a neurodivergent brain, like many of you. And so when we share these things, we're coming from a place of understanding how your brain works. And when I do not structure my week, when I'm not aware of all of the tasks that need to get done and plan on them happening, I go through my day bumbling around like haphazardly. I just shoot from the hip and do whatever I feel. But at the end of the day, I feel pretty crummy that I procrastinated on things. We procrastinate a whole lot less when we've planned it out.
And then
And
I
so,
feel like I actually haven't gotten anything done, even though I've done a lot doing it that way. Yeah.
yeah. So just know that I'm not 100% perfect in my planning. In fact, I plan for flexibility. I plan for downtime because I need that veg out time. But I'm not 100% consistent every week and every day. But I don't consider that a failure because I'm trying to go for consistency. And I know that when I use this system, it does work. But it also takes time to create these habits of doing that. And so we just have to recognize that it is a learning process, but it's meant to help you be able to take control over your life and live more intentionally. And when we live more intentionally, we're more fulfilled and we're happier. So, okay.
So basically, no, that's okay. So basically, this comes from our ebook, and it also comes in a deeper part of what we do in coaching on a daily basis with our clients. So our signature process is 3C activation, and the way that it came to be was through all of the hundreds of one-on-one clients that we've had, and putting lessons together for them that makes sense for their brain as they're going through the coaching process. So we actually have our signature program, which is called 3C Activation. It's a 12-week program, and it starts on July 13th for adult professionals with ADHD. It's by application only. It's a maximum of 6 members. It's 12 weeks, 90-minute sessions. It's a hybrid model of one-on-one coaching and individual coaching. And these people have relationships for life. And the way it works, if anyone is interested in hearing about it, is you learn to control the chaos of your ADHD brain in the first 4 weeks. And from there, learn about time management strategies and organization, prioritization, procrastination as you start building habits and new actions week after week. And then you finally get to a stage in week 9 through 12 where you feel more confident because you've been able to be more consistent towards your goals and your actions and learning how your brain works and doesn't work and getting rid of negative habits, that you get to stretch yourself, stretch your goals, delegate, have uncomfortable conversations. Actually, the lesson that we just gave you is typically lesson 7 out of 12 because there's so much to learn about yourself before you can actually start implementing these tools. So I know that Kelly is just finishing up her group and we're starting a new group July 13th. We only have a few spots left, but if you are interested in learning more about it, you can certainly take a look at that link and set up a free discovery call with us for 30 minutes and learn if this might be a good fit for you and if you're qualified for this program. So I'm just going to put the link also in the chat just in case you want to quickly click that. And does anyone have any questions about that so far before we get to our free ebook, as I mentioned? No questions? Okay. All right. So I am going to, how much is the 3C program? Yeah, it's a very comprehensive program. As mentioned, it's 90-minute session. It's 2 one-on-one. You get access to Kelly 24/7 and the rest of your group. There's accountability buddies, body double, lifetime access to our Discord body doubling program. And there's actually 3 additional group coaching sessions. And for all of that, for the 3.5 months, it's $2,500. Okay. So I am going to put the link if you're interested in applying for a discovery call for 3C activation or one-on-one coaching. We also have some other options as well. And as I'm doing that, Kelly, feel free to talk about our next slide.
Yeah. So what we went over today are the first 4 action steps of how to focus by focusing your time, 13 ways to be productive, Brooke's ebook. So for sticking to the end, we'd love to give you guys free access to this. It has some really great and helpful tips to continue on your journey of becoming more focused with your time. And so to access your free ebook, go on coachingwithbrooke.com/ebook. Enter your name and email, and then you'll be emailed a link to your free book. And you can do that right now, or put it in your browser for when this is all said and done, and go claim your free book. It's awesome. So in 3C Activation, we go over the whole ebook and learn more helpful tips to managing your time, and we go over in greater detail. So,
and also, I know we just briefly, we're not here to sell you anything. We're here to teach you about your to-dos, but we did want to mention that it is coming up. So if you do want to learn more about 3C activation, I encourage you to get on a call with us. But also there is more information on our website about it. So I will put that in the chat as well. And it gives you some background on people who've taken the course, what is exactly entailed in it in each lesson, videos of testimonials, and what type of people have joined this program before and where they started and where they've been to and their journey in between. Okay. Does anyone have any questions related to to-dos, ebook, 3C activation? Now's the time. We have about 7 more minutes left. So we would definitely want to thank you for coming. If you got what you need, you're welcome to leave. But if you have questions, definitely now is the time. Okay, so Emma, I'm an adult who returned to school. Will this program still work for me if I'm temporarily not an adult professional? Absolutely. We consider adult professionals someone who is in the age of 25 and older. Even if you've returned to school, we've had grad students in the past who have taken this and finished their thesis, started their thesis, people who have gone back to school and then learned afterwards what they wanted to do with their life. So I had someone from Singapore who's taken this program and went to NYU in Singapore and learned by understanding about his ADHD that he in fact wanted to become an ADHD coach, and then was given the tools in order to set himself up for success while he was going through his thesis. So we've had people like occupational therapists, speech pathologists, this person who was in tech. We had people in sales, all who've gone back to school or who were in school while they were doing the program. So, Stefan, for me, do I utilize the daily schedule in the Passion Planner and put your to-do list into a time block, or just highlight today's to-dos? No, I actually put them in the planner, just like I talk about in the ebook. I schedule my to-dos and I pull them from my personal to-do list and work to-do list, and on Monday, put it all throughout my week. So I initially write down like the 15 to-dos that I have, and then I place them throughout the week in a scheduled time. Hope that makes sense.
And I'm the same. That's how I do it too.
Any tips on overcoming difficulties with initiating tasks when lists are in place? Body doubling is really helpful. Breaking things down to the smallest step, like Kelly had said. So if you just put in laundry on your list, then there's so many different steps to it that it's going to become overwhelming for you. So I will put, like throw the laundry in the washing machine. That as one step for my to-do. I will have someone that I know is doing a task while I'm doing it and actually do the task. As actually part of any of our coaching programs, we give free body doubling with our community members for life. So we have over 100 people who are alumni and clients who are currently involved in body doubling at any time of the day. And that's part of our promise to you. Do I schedule breaks or just fill up your times with to-dos? Oh, no, I schedule breaks, and that's super important. And that's actually part of the rest of our ebook. Like, you can't just put to-dos and feel like you're going to be able to do them with complete focus. Our brain is not meant to focus for long periods of time. So you 100% need to give yourself a break to optimize your focus time.
Yeah. And for me, I utilize alarms. So I will budget time to do my social media, just veg out session. But then I have a 10-minute transition alarm that helps me know in 10 minutes, you're going to be done. And then it goes off in 5 minutes. And then it goes off when I need to be done so that I can transition my brain and be aware that I've intended to spend this 25 minutes on social media, but now I'm transitioning out of that into a task that I need to get done. So that it's kind of like what I have to do with my kids to get them off the TV. I can't just say, get off now. We rebel against that, right? No one likes that. So I set alarms to get myself back on task. And that works for me. It may not work for everyone, but that's what I do.
Any other questions?
Ooh, long-term to-dos.
That's twofold. And we definitely talk about that in 3C Activation. There's lots of methods for that. One quick fix I can tell you about with that is working backwards and starting with the due date and then breaking things up into benchmarks. So by this week, I'm going to get this part of the car shopping done. By this week, I'm going to have the different types of cars that I want to, like my top 3 cars. By this week, I'm going to see how much money I have in my account. By this week, I'm going to see if I'm going to lease or buy, those types of things. But starting from the end and working backwards. And it's also called reverse engineering.
Danielle had a great question around initiating tasks when lists are in place. Yeah, sometimes we can rebel against our own to-do list, but if the goal is to be intentional, we have to understand our why. Why do I want to be more organized in my life? Why do I want to get these to-dos done? When we understand our why, that can help propel us forward in achieving these things. And sometimes we have to gamify the task to make it seem funner. Sometimes we have to hack our brains to be like, okay, I've got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just jump into the task. Like Brooke mentioned, sometimes we have to do body doubling to have that accountability partner to do the task. There are tons of different tools that you can use, and oftentimes we have to use them to engage in a task because we have this wall of dread that prevents us from wanting to do it. But I tell you what, when we are checking things off of our to-do list because we have structured it, because we planned it, it feels so stinking good. And so let's chase that feeling of the accomplishment of checking things off.
Absolutely. And I know that we can go on forever about to-dos. But seriously, download the ebook. It's free. Put it in the chat before. A lot of these links are on coachingwithbrooke.com. So like the apply, it's called Let Us Show You How. And you can talk to us about any of our programs and services, one-on-one group coaching. We also have a membership for a monthly membership as well, group coaching. And happy to talk to you about that as well. But it is 11 o'clock, so I want to adhere to everyone's time, and I appreciate all of you coming to today's session. Kelly, thank you so much for sharing all these amazing strategies, and I'm so excited for you that you're finishing up our, what is it? It's now 3 years of doing this 3C Activation program, and I need to count how many groups we've done at this point, but congratulations to you for finishing that up and for starting again July 13th. Yes.
You guys, thank you so much for being here. You're wonderful. You are loved. You have great things to offer this world. Now go kill it. Go structure your day, make a plan, and you're going to achieve big things. Okay?
Awesome. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Have a great day.